Grand Rise. This is Friday. I am so happy to be here to speak with you today. I First I want to say thank you for taking the time out to view my videos. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate you. And I don't, beg people to hit my a little bell, ring my little bell to subscribe because I know when I see something that I really like and I think that those people have something that helps me, I do that of my own free will. And one of the, I think it was the Temptations that said they ain't too proud to beg. I am a little proud, so I've never been a beggar. But anyway, with that, let me get on with what I'm going to be talking about this morning. Today, I don't like using the word morning because it's like weeping and crying, and who is going to be doing that? Um, if you notice that I have my blouse is cut here, and the reason for this is I really can't stand things around my neck. It's just like when people are wearing neckties, you think to yourself, it may be kind of cute and attractive, but it reminds me of hanging and stuff. So I really appreciate those people who are conscientious about that these days. And we are moving into a more conscious state of life, because this is basically what this video is about. And also, once when I was little, I was called rag doll. And I guess I said to myself through life, well, I'll just be that rag doll, but not really. I don't think so. But it's just about being aware of people in the neighborhood, folks who do all kinds of work. A lot of times we complain about like what the people in Washington are doing, and I'm not taking it for not one soul, but I have been made aware that sometimes people are doing the very best that they can, and they just have to um, reach out more to the Creator for assistance. And what I'm really saying is this here, that if we take the time to consider every person who wakes up early, go out on their day to do whatever they contribute to the United States or the world or America or whatever wherever they are, that is something to be grateful for, something to be thankful for. Some days when I wake up early, I can hear trucks in my neighborhood moving and people are working, and I know that they're doing some type of labor, and I can only think to myself, wow, for money, or for some to be able to earn their place to live, to earn the money to pay for their living, or whatever it is they decide that they want to get up so early to do all of that labor. I think to myself, what dedication. And this is just I just was just on my mind as I meditated early, and I could not help but think how awesome it is that one person may get up and go to a grocery store to stock grocery all day or all night, and because it's not always that people are up early in the day. Some are up late, and during the um, later nighttime. I just say night. And I'm trying to be choosy about my words because I do believe that our words have power, and I want to be able to vibrate the greatest frequency because we really need that in today's day and time. I think about the people who are producing food, those production people. I think about and naming those are the agricultures, farmers, and those that do the machines, who build machines at various places that sit and they are called to design machinery. I think about those who are in higher control. You know, a lot of times we really we knock out the Illuminati and different ones like this, but you know, there's always a brighter side to every story. And sometimes we don't see it because we just want what we want, and we can only, our knowledge only allow us to be able to comprehend a certain thing. But those people, sometimes those people in those higher positions are basically trying to make sure everything is flowing right, you know, because there is I was saw a video the other day of some little people, some fellow was showing it of folks lined up in their little tents in Chicago, in the area of Chicago, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is not too good. You know, you got these little, and then my mind went on, but wouldn't it be nice if there was a building, even if it was just a horizontal building connecting each little part to you know, with a big nice brick outside or something that would keep them more sheltered than just those little old tents, you know. And but then I also am made aware that there's always the yin yang, the dark and light, you know. So I've been aware of that for some time, that you know, there's some people who will do will be, they are here to represent the dark side of life, sort of, because somehow it seems that it just doesn't, you know, everything doesn't balance when you just got everybody all day. Heidi, which you know, I think that would be grand though myself. But you know, in the scheme of things and in learning, you know, you have both sides. But basically, this is a tape, a video to bring awareness to how awesome it is that certain people have certain responsibilities and they are dedicated to that. The NASA people you take, for instance, who are controlling the space and always trying to see what's going on out there. Because some people don't think this stuff is going on out there, but if if it can be imagined, more than likely there's some part of it going on. You understand? Because it has to come from somewhere. You understand? And so this, I just want to uh, express again that I am so grateful for every person. That's the reason why when I walk into a store and I see a clerk, I'm like, hi, how are you? Thank you. You know, usually they say that to us. And that is, you know, that's really commendable. That's really wonderful. I love that. And when I go to a doctor's office or something, and I see something, them doing their job, I'm like, thank you. I appreciate you for being here. To the nurses, you know, and doctors and other anesthesias people and other professionals who work in those in that arena. And so I love those, that type of thing. So when I'm out, even if I'm just out fishing, which has been a while since I've been, and I meet people, you know, and they come from all walks of life. You never know what they do. You know, some of them are just plain old farmers, and some of them is maybe raising cows or some other form type of animals or whatever. And you know, and so you just greet them, and you're just grateful to meet people and see what everybody is doing when you take the time to find out, you know. And I'm just so very, very grateful to and there's so many professions that you know we don't really even consider very much, like people who do constructions, who build or buildings, types of buildings, certain types of buildings, the electricians, the plumbers, dishwashers, cooks, and restaurants. A lot of times we'll go out and we'll sit down and have just a wonderful meal at a wonderful place, and we probably never stop to think, oh Lord, thank you for this building, thank you for all these people in here, and I'm not just trying to be happy-go-lucky in that sense, and this is not coming from any form of alcohol. It is not coming from any form of drug, because there's none here in the system today. None, unless it was in here from the time I had an operation a couple of weeks ago, and that's a while for something to stay in the system. But anyway, it was a couple of weeks ago. It's almost going on a month ago. So there's nothing in here. Nothing. No alcohol. No drugs. No feel good stuff. Because I know sometimes when people feel good, they be like, oh, and they are excited about everything. Because I recall that one of my sort of godsons, like, we were here one day singing, and we was just kind of praising the Lord, and he was singing, and then, well, I thank you for my shoes, I thank you for my house, I thank you for my clothes, I thank you for this. And I'm thinking to myself, go ahead and tell you, thank you for the good cold beer that you've been drinking, but the song went on about an hour, and I said, well, don't you think we ought to break these songs up into pieces and make this one song out, at least about 20 of them, and have some focus with this song? But it was just, this went on for a while. And I looked at him and I laughed, and I kept playing, and I'm playing, and see that particular tango. See, it's so easy. It's just all white chords, white keys, and just going, and it was sounding pretty good. I wished I had it to play for you now, but it was pretty good. It had a pretty good little music that day. We had a nice time for a couple of hours or so, but the same song for 1 hour. That's something, isn't it? But I'm still giving appreciation to the for everything. It was just on my mind early today as I arose, and I just it couldn't help but think, what if everybody sit at home, and then you're sitting on some chair that someone who has made, and just go to the kitchen all day and try to eat something. You're eating something that someone has produced, and the refrigerator is something that people work and make. So when you think of the whole of the work that individuals do, now a lot of us don't want to work continuously because nobody wants to be tired all the time. But I don't think work kills you if it's done in moderation. And I am just, for one, am grateful, because I used to be so excited about my little jobs, but somehow people didn't want my little excited behind it there, and so sometimes they didn't work out. So it didn't work out. So, but many times we have to consider, are we really suitable for a certain job? Is that job a perfect match for us? So a lot of times we don't think about stuff like that. We be like, oh, look, I got to put food on this table. I need me some money coming in. I need that check. And even when those times come, I'm appreciative that those people, I have some relatives who are working at McDonald's. I worked there one time myself, but it didn't last long, as I said. I'm an adventurer myself, and I love work, but I love it when I'm with people working, and I love working alone sometimes, but all of it takes energy, and you have to be, ready to do any type of labor, daily. So this is an appreciation for all the laborers, whether it's a easy labor or mind labor or job that catering food, and I like, one of my hobbies is cooking, and I tried to get into sewing some. I remember making a beautiful gown once for a talent show when in high school, and everybody thought it was just gorgeous, and I did too. I wish I had kept a copy of it. When you move a lot and move around and being passed around a lot, you don't really preserve a lot of your memorabilia, I think is what they call it, but it's collective things over the time. You don't, and sometimes you sort of forget things because to remember so a vast variety of locations and people, sometimes that can be a challenge. But this is a day that I am just being grateful, and don't get me wrong. Oh, there's some days when I'm hurting inside, and I have to really press through those days, and I have to ask the Most High, the Creator, Father, I need you today. I need you to, I mean, because I need you every day, but I am just in so much need for you today. Give me strength to go through this one. So I just want to say that we should, and I don't like telling people what to do, but I'll just like sharing with you about what I'm learning to do. And I'm, like I said, I am so grateful for every person who wakes up early and goes to work somewhere, because even though they may be there for their check, it contributes to our society. And I'm so grateful to every person. I don't care what you do. I don't care what your work is, whether you are one of the garbage can. Thank you so much, garbage can people, for coming by, picking this garbage up. Mine is every Wednesday. I am so grateful to you. And whether it is folks who are in the factories making certain foods. And I know that we complain that Monsanto is doing this and doing that, and everything, but I would love to think that maybe they're doing their best too, even though we may not appreciate some of the stuff that is done, because in this life, no matter who is doing what, something is not going to always be 100%. But for that effort that is put forth by every person, everywhere, no matter what color you are, no matter what size you are, no matter what condition you are appreciated today by me. This is my major appreciation day. And like I said, this is not coming from alcohol. This is not coming from drugs. This is not coming from just a feel good moment. I think about this a lot of days, lots of days I wake up. And that's why sometimes, even when I'm hurting from our past slavery conditions and all of this, I still think about the good things that we enjoy today in America. And I, for one, am grateful, and I don't want to hold the whole day up saying how grateful I am, but I don't think it would hurt us to be grateful. I don't think it's going to hurt me this morning to say, I am grateful. I am thankful. And I am so proud. I'm so proud of you young people in my family who are out there doing your jobs and trying to make it. I know some days it's hard for you. I see the sadness in your eye. I see the struggle to go and come, and but I really appreciate you for all you contribute to any job that you are doing. I appreciate you for being constructive, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And this is to everyone who do a job, whether you are typing somewhere or whether you are sitting somewhere at a desk making a decision with a group. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you. And I believe that your work is extremely important. And I do not care even if it's just washing dishes. Someone has to do that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And with that, I'm going to say, be blessed. Have a great day. Continue your labor. It's not in vain, because it helps us decide who we are, what we want to be, and how we want to represent ourselves here on this earth time. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.